Hey friends, welcome back. We are going to harvest the corn today. We planted this corn together at the end of May. It is the Buylicious sweet corn variety, and it is delicious. And we did like 5 or 6 rows of corn on each side of the pumpkin patch fence, and about 4 inches apart. And then clearly they're happy. We gave them fertilizer one time, the slow release and water soluble at the same time, because we planted them directly in the ground. And they greened up and sprouted real fast. This variety does have a problem with smut, which was what that little piece was that I just broke off the end. You'll see smut even more on a lot of this corn. And we had the same problem last year. So I won't be planting this variety again, and I accidentally ruined this seed anyways by leaving it out in the rain on accident. And I got distracted by raspberries there. The raspberries are along the fence line on the inside of the pumpkin patch, and they are so good. So some of the corn didn't develop at the same time, so I was just trying to pollinate the silks of a random one that was down there. And whenever we planted this, we used a skinny auger and just drilled holes into the ground and popped the seed in. Oh, see, there's even more smut, S-M-U-T, and that's a corn disease. So the next corn seeds that I buy, because I'll have to buy more, will be something that's resistant to that, since it's now in this garden and in the soil. So I'll want to get something that's resistant to that for sure. And definitely sweet corn. Love sweet corn. And smut is like the blue waffle of the corn. If you get that reference, let me know in the comments. But there's a really bad one down there. You can see it all blue and gray and fuzzy, and it's like the kernels just swell up with the fungus or whatever. I'm assuming it's fungus, and just I don't even know what happens, but it's a corn disease. Pretty gross. And you know, I Googled it one time, and I saw that people actually ate smut. Disgusting. It's like molded corn or something, and there's recipes for it and everything. I was like, what? This is gross. Clearly you're not supposed to eat this. So we're in the kitchen now searching for my pots. I forgot that I put them over here. I mean, I knew, I just don't know why I looked in the other cupboard first. And now that the corn has been harvested, which was that big, huge bowl of corn, and there's still a few out there, but they weren't ready. We're going to fill 2 pots with water because we're going to blanch these. That way they freeze better. So the water is boiling, and we have an ice bath going, and we will blanch these for 1 to 2 minutes or so in the hot water, and then throw them in the ice water so they cool down right away and the cooking process stops. And if they're too long, I just cut the end off. The end that is nearest, like the opposite end of the silks, is what I cut off. And by the way, you know you harvest your corn when the silks are brown and the cob has separated slightly or angled away from the stalk. That's when you know they're ready. And these are all ready. And then every silk needs to be pollinated because every silk is attached to a kernel. And so I do have some where not every single kernel was pollinated. So they're not all perfect. A lot of them are patchy. I didn't get in there and hand pollinated like I wanted to and planned on because I was out of town for work a lot. And it just didn't happen. But that's okay. The wind will do a lot for me. And we do have plenty of good corn here, so it's all good. So I just let them drain the hot water out a bit. That way it doesn't warm up the ice bath by putting hot corn and hot water in there, and just dump it in. And we just do this on a rotation. One pot, we put some in, and then the next pot, we take it out and throw it in the ice bath and then refill it. And on constant rotation until I run out of ice. I only have ice that fills that one tray there on the counter. And that's it. I don't have a bag of ice or a separate freezer that makes ice. I do have separate freezers, thank goodness. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to harvest at the amount that I do. I have like probably 10 freezer bags in the freezer right now of just berries from this year that will turn into jam. And then I had a ton to to make spaghetti sauce of tomatoes, a ton, and I just did that. So you'll see that video come out real soon. And then a ton of hot peppers in there too, because I want to make one batch of hot sauce with all the peppers, all varieties, just thrown in one and making a whole bunch of hot sauce. And so lots of freezer space being taken up until the end of the season when I do just big batches of preservation and canning them. So the routine continues on and on. And the robot vacuum is trying to go where I'm standing. So I gotta maneuver around it. It always seems to be in the way, or I always seem to be in its way, or it's trying to be where I am. It feels like chases me around or follows me to different rooms. I know it doesn't have a mind of its own, but sometimes it feels like it. You can see the floors are dirty. It runs every night at 1 a.m., but this particular night before it didn't run because the water tank was empty. So you can see the floors are looking a little dirty. But with 3 dogs, it's kind of hard to avoid that. So we get probably 2/3 of the way through this bowl before the ice water turns just kind of cool, not very warm, and then I call it quits for this day. I need the ice to regenerate in the freezer. I'm making a taco chicken bake for dinner and having my dad over for dinner with Anna, his wife. And so I'm just going to cut some corn off the cobs, the little piddly ones that don't have much on them. I'm just going to cut the corn off of those instead of worrying about giving those freezer space. And I have the corn upright like that with the silks down, that way any excess water can drain out as well. That way we don't have a bunch of water freezing into ice. Here's what's left over that I will get to later. And about 5 freezer bags are in there. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Here's some more videos for you to watch. Bye.